Hello everyone, good morning. Can you hear me? Please confirm with chat box so you can drop your message under the chat box. Okay, so we will start our session within 5 minutes. So wait for 5 minutes for others, and then we will start our session. Okay guys, so let's get it started, and good morning again everyone. So here, so today I'm going to show you, and welcome back my Salesforce user group Chandpur India, and today I'm going to show you Salesforce with AngularJS, so how to communicate with each other. Okay, so before that, let's get started with my introduction. So my name is Rohit Kumar. I'm a Salesforce developer at Proficient. I'm a community speaker. I have 4x Salesforce and 1x Copado certified DevOps engineer. I'm a speaker, blogger, and my blog name is Salesforce Hunt. And you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and my particular website and LinkedIn as well. I'm a YouTuber and blogger as well. Okay, so here now this is the short introduction. So before starting these things, right? So here I have some housekeeping rules for this session, and after this session I have like Kahoot quiz, and in this quiz you will be see like some questions, and you will be give the answer, and you will be get the some voucher from the Salesforce site after this session. So please stay tuned, and here please and also please learn and watch this session from start to end, otherwise you will not give the answer on the quiz. Okay, so here I have some housekeeping rules. Please mute the mic and keep adding question in chat window, and question will be answered in the last 10 minutes of the session. So this is the housekeeping rules. So under these rules we can follow and we can work accordingly. So let's get started, and here I have some agenda about this session, that is called what is AngularJS. So first of all we have to learn like what is AngularJS and why we are using AngularJS. Okay, because we already have some JavaScript and JS framework or JS library that is called jQuery, and here after that AngularJS extend HTML tag. Okay, AngularJS directives, AngularJS expression, how to bind the data from JS to HTML, and how to extend this AngularJS functionality into the HTML. And after that you will be learn like AngularJS application, after that AngularJS module, AngularJS controller, and finally you can see the demo with Salesforce with Angular, how to integrate these all things and how to communicate. Okay, so these all agenda in this session. Okay, so now here first of all, like what is AngularJS? So AngularJS is a JavaScript framework. Please keep in your mind, this is the JavaScript framework, and this JavaScript framework is related to our Angular. Okay, so AngularJS is a JavaScript framework. Please keep in your mind, and framework is nothing but, as you know very well, like library plus runtime. It's a collection of two things. Okay, so without this framework or runtime library we cannot create any frame that is called JavaScript framework. Okay, right, runtime and library combination. So jQuery is the library, and AngularJS is a JavaScript framework. Okay, and after that you can see like AngularJS extend HTML with new attributes. So as you know very well, like if you know like HTML, so HTML having different types of attribute under the tag. Like if you learn like some input type, like input type equal to text and password, email, something like that. So type is nothing but it's an attribute. So attribute define the value of this particular element. So in the AngularJS is extend the HTML functionality into new HTML attributes. Okay, so here can you hear me? Please confirm anyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so here AngularJS is easy to learn because it's easy and anyone can learn from anywhere, and anyone can download and anyone can use in your project as well. So it is maintained by the Google, always remember. Okay, so it's a product by the Google, and Google maintain all the version of the Angular system. Okay, so under here AngularJS is a perfect for the single page application, that is called SPA, single page application. So under this single page application, right, we can build our AngularJS application, right, with the help of any technology not related to the Salesforce. You can learn this AngularJS with any technology like PHP, Python, .NET, Java, anything as you have. Okay, so it's not required things like every time you have to integrate this AngularJS with Salesforce. No, you can integrate this AngularJS any technology because it's open source and is maintained by the Google. Okay, after that we will learn like what this Angular framework and like AngularJS extend HTML tag. So AngularJS extend HTML with ng directive. So every directive start from ng keywords. So ng hyphen then directive name. So ng is nothing but it's Angular. Okay, so ng hyphen then you can give your directive name. I will show you one by one in this session how to use this ng directive under our project. Okay, one by one. So here like the ng hyphen app directive define the AngularJS application. Always remember, everywhere if you want to see anywhere like ng hyphen app, that is called Angular application app. This is the directive, and this directive is related to our Angular application. So without Angular app we cannot proceed next step. Okay, so here the next step is like the ng model directive bind the value of the HTML control. So always remember, so ng model directive binds the value of the HTML controls. So HTML control means like input, select, text area. So these all tags related to the HTML, and we can bind with the help of ng model this directive. So this highlighted directive, that is called Angular directive. Here you can see this ng hyphen app, ng hyphen model, ng hyphen bind. These call directives under the AngularJS. And here like ng bind directive bind the application data. If you want to communicate server side or client side JS into the like HTML, so always use this ng hyphen bind directive and data to be view into the HTML. So this is the very most important for us if you want to bind the data from JS to HTML. So always use this directive, that is called ng hyphen bind. Okay, so ng hyphen bind is related to the data binding process. Okay, so here we have next step, that is called AngularJS directive. So what is AngularJS directive? So directive is nothing but it's define the like here you will be see this one, that is called ng. So every directive is start from ng prefix, right? So here like the ng like hyphen init directive initialize AngularJS application with the variable. Okay, so how to use that I will show you one by one with an example. This one, that is called ng app. Here first of all you have to import this one, that is called ng hyphen app from this particular framework. So I will show you where we can download this AngularJS and how to use this AngularJS framework into our project. Okay, so here first of all you have to write this ng hyphen app means Angular application. It's a blank right now, and after that you can see another directive, that is called ng hyphen init means Angular initialization. Init means initialization. So you can initialize like first name equal to zone, anything as you have. So based on this first name we can bind this data into our HTML. So here you can select p tag. Under p tag the name is under this spam tag. I am using this directory, that is called ng hyphen bind. So ng bind is always used if you have some data into the initialization part or in maybe like related to the JS file as well. So you can bind the data from JS to HTML or HTML to HTML based on your need, right? So here you can see here just like first name equal to zone, and this is our initialize attribute, that is called one directive, that is here ng hyphen init, and I am using this first name under this variable, that is called p tag, and after that you can select span tag. So I am using this first name under the spam tag. So now you can see ng-bind like first name. If you want to print this first name, you will be see this output that is called John here. So this is the basic need here. And after that you can see this directive, and once you done this directive, you will learn this AngularJS expression. So we will see this AngularJS expression, and we can bind the data, and we can print the data with the help of this bracket, double bracket, this curly bracket. So this is double brackets, curly brackets here and ending here. In between you can write your expression. So expression, it can be anything. Let's say maybe it's a like a JS variable, or it may be like HTML initialize variable, or it may be like some numbers. So based on your need, so you can do that. So now you can see like script src https ajax.googleapis.com, and this something like that. And after that you can see like angular.min.js means minified this framework. So this file should be minified, because of right now I'm using in the production, that's why I'm using minified. So if you are learning this JS file like AngularJS, so you can use without minified version, okay, like developer version. So based on your need, so you can do that. So first of all you have to inject this framework from the script tag. Here you can see like in the script tag src and something like that, right? And after that you can see here, just a second guys. And here now you can see that is called expression. So if you want to print something in the expression, so you can use like that, right? And here now you can see here that is called expression. And if you want to print something in this expression, you can write like mathematical operation or data binding or something related to your need. Okay, so here I am just using like simple expression like 5 plus 5. So the answer will be like my first expression 10. So this is the expression here. So based on the expression you can print your work. Okay, so here now after that we will see this example in this session, so don't worry about that. Now here you can see like Angular application. So how to write the Angular application, and how to write the Angular controller. Okay, so based on your need, let's say AngularJS module define the AngularJS application. Always remember, so always use modules. Okay, AngularJS controller control the AngularJS application. So it's a controller, look like as a like Aura controller, or we can say that like Apex controller, right? Okay, and here you can see like the ng app directive defines the application, and the ng controller directive define the controller. So we anywhere you can see this one that is called ng-app means Angular application, and anywhere you can select ng-controller means Angular controller. Okay, so based on your need, so you can use that. So under this example, this is a simple example. I am just using this framework in the script tag, and here you can see the simple like paragraph, and try to change this name, something like that. And I'm using this div tag. Under this div tag you can see like ng app means Angular application, and you can see the Angular application like my app. And after that you can see like ng-controller, and ng-controller means Angular controller, and Angular controller always comes like double quote, and you can select my CTR. So these two things like Angular app or controller, it is coming from JS. So here you can see like script tag. So I am using this script tag, and if you want to use Angular module, so always use like that, like Angular.module. This is a predefined keyword. So without this keyword we cannot use AngularJS. Okay, so here just you can focus in that like Angular.module, and after that you can see like my app means Angular application. So you can give this name here. After that is a array type. This is a predefined syntax. So always remember, if you are learning or if you are working on the AngularJS, so this is a syntax, okay, in under the JS file. And here you can see I am just storing into the app variable, and this app variable having like controller, predefined keywords, and controller having like controller name, and then one function, and $scope is nothing but it's a global variable, and global variable we can access anywhere like JS to HTML, HTML to JS based on your need. So you can convert these things, right? So here you will be see this image. Okay, don't worry about that. in my like VS Code. I will show you after this slide, so don't worry about that. Okay, so you will be see the clear picture of this one. Okay, so don't worry about that. So here just I'm explaining this thing. I will implement these all example in my like VS Code, and we will see these all things. Okay, don't worry about Ronak. Okay, so now here like app.controller, my CTRL and function $scope, and $scope is a global variable, and this global variable that is called $scope. Okay, dot first name. So first name I already defined here under the JS file like John, and say last name do. So here you can see like first name and last name. I want to use this first name and last name into my HTML. So how to use that? So you can use like first name input type. So this is the input type. So based on the input type, let's say input type text, and if you want to bind this one, that is called ng-model. So ng-model means binding directive. If you want to bind the data from JS to HTML, so always use this directive that is called ng-model. So under here that is called ng-model equal to, then you can give your variable name. So I already defined some variable under the JS file that is called first name and last name. That's why I'm using here under the HTML that is called first name and last name. And you will be see this first name last name here, and after that you can see like full name, and I'm using this full name under the expression. We already discussed about the expression. So if you want to use any JS variable into the HTML with the help of AngularJS, so always use the double curly bracket expressions. That is called expression. So under double curly bracket you can put your final result, and you can see your result under here. Okay, so this is the way to find the data from JS to HTML. I will show you this example with practically. Okay, so now here you can see the AngularJS module. So under AngularJS module, here like AngularJS module define the application. Okay, if you want to define this module, so we will see this application here. Otherwise you will not get this thing. Without application we cannot execute AngularJS application. Always remember. So here Angular.module, first of all you have to write this Angular.module. It is coming from that particular directive. We already import under the script tag this Angular.module things. So Angular is coming from that particular script, and under the Angular we have another methods that is called module. Under this module we have to define our application. It can be anything. For in my case you can see like my app here, and after that second parameter is a empty array. Okay, so this is the syntax to define the JS module. So so you can use this app into this controller like app.controller, then you can give your controller name. In my case you can see like my CTRL means my controller name. After that you can see like functions, and under this function we have to define like $scope. So $scope is nothing but it's a global variable. We already discussed. If you bind some data from JS to HTML, so always use like this $scope here. So function, after that you can see like $scope dot first name equal to John, $scope dot last name do. Okay, so here you can see this $scope is coming from this function, and you can bind your data based on your need. No need worry about it, like every time you have to define your variable like var, let, const in JS. No, in JS, AngularJS, you cannot use like var, something like that. Okay, based on your need. So here you can use only $scope dot variable name. Okay, if you want to define these things, so you can see like $scope dot first name and $scope dot last name here, right? And after that here you can see like advantages. So what is the advantages of the JS, and we will see after some time this practically all the things, so don't worry about it here. So now you can see like first of all two-way data binding. So two-way data binding is nothing, right? If you want to change something under the HTML, so it's automatic reflect into the JS file, and JS compiler or JS engine is automatic calculate your data and print into the HTML back. So that is called two-way data binding, two-way communication. Like if you want to change something in JS, so it's automatic reflect into the HTML. If you want to change something HTML, so it's automatic reflect into JS, like that. So it's a two-way communication, and it supports single page application, that is called SPA application. Okay, so SP application always use like no need worry about like every time you have to click on this particular menu bar like home, contact, and about us, something like in particular website, and if you want to click like about us or contact us, so it's automatic redirect into next page. That is not related our single page application. Single page application is a user friendly application. You can use this single page application within the page, not other. Okay, so based on this page you can see each and every functionality within the page, not other page. So it's a one page and you can navigate within the page. Okay, so that is called single page application. And this AngularJS application follow the MVC model view controller. So MVC is nothing but model view controller. So model is nothing but it's a database, and you can store the data in particular storage. It's maybe like a SQL server, MS SQL, or maybe like a Postgre or MongoDB based on your need. We use nothing but it's a HTML part. If you want to print something from JS to HTML and like HTML, and you can see this HTML view with the help of this concept that is called MVC. And controller is nothing, it's a mediator part between the model and view. Okay, so if you have some data and if you want to calculate something from the like a server, and this server result in you can store into the client side like JS file, and you can view this data into the HTML part, that is called view part. Okay, so this is related to the MVC framework. And here the last point here, like that is called less code. So no need worry about like every time you have to write like where, const, or maybe let. Okay, so no need worry about you have to define every variable with the help of data type. No need. So here is a less code. I will show you how to compress this code and everything. Okay, so don't worry about that. So now here you can see the limitation. So AngularJS having some limitation. Okay, so what is the limitation? So limitation like AngularJS, it's have more limitation, but when we handling huge amount of data, suppose you have millions of record or millions of data, so this is AngularJS application is not supportable for that particular data. Okay, so it's always use the single page application, small application. Okay, not large application. So this is the some limitation with the help of AngularJS, right? So how to use that? I will show you here. Let me open my Google Chrome, and here if you want to see here, let me show you this one, and here just focus on that. Now AngularJS here, and now AngularJS. Once you type this AngularJS and hit the enter, okay, now you will be see here that is called angularjs.org. So this is the website here, right? So this is the website, and this is the officially website of the Angular, and you can see two buttons here. One is try this new Angular and download AngularJS. So if you want to use AngularJS, okay, so if you want to use this AngularJS, so you have to download first this one, because it's a minified files or without a minified. I will show you here. Once you click this download AngularJS, it will be show some pop-up. So once you click this one, now you can see like download AngularJS. Okay, so now you can see one is like a branch, so it may be like legacy or latest, so always use this latest, not legacy. And now you can see one is build, minified, or uncompressed, or zip. So based on your need, so you can download your file. Like I'm using only minified, so that's why you can see the minified. So always remember, if you don't know this thing, so I'm explaining this thing for you because it's a knowledge purpose, so that's why. So minified or uncompressed, what is the difference between them? So if you are using like production environment, so always use like minified. And if you are using like sandboxes, any sandboxes like developer and developer pros, partial copy, full copy, based on your need, so always use this uncompressed, because it's a developer phase. So under the developer phase, we can face some error or issues. So how to, and bugs, how to fix that? So we can fix that with the help of that is called uncompressed file, because it's automatic showing under the console these all errors. But if you are using minified file, so you cannot see any kind of error and bugs under the console, like browser console. That is the difference between them. So always remember this one. Okay, so here you can see like CDN. If you want to use CDN, so you can use the CDN. So CDN is nothing but it's a content network delivery, digital network delivery based on your needs, so you can do that. And browser. So this is a Bower. So here you can see like Bower install Angular, something like that. So npm is another framework, or like a JavaScript engine execution things like npm node package manager. So based on your need, so you can use that and you can change that. Okay, so for now I'm not changing anything because I'm using minified, and you can download. I already download that file, so it's a like JS file only. And once you download this file, so you can see this AngularJS 1.8.2, and here you can see the Google LLC, means company. So it's provided by the Google LLC company, and license MIT. Okay, so here you can see this is the open source. This is the open source file, and how to use that in my code. So you can download this file from here. How to download? One way is Control S, or right click and save this file like that. So this is the AngularJS file, and this is the open source, and you can learn and you can find out each and every function under here, right? So how to save that? Like Control S. Once you define this one, Control S here, right? So now you can see like angular.mean.js file here, or this is the extension here, you can see JS file. So you can download this file and you can work accordingly based on your need. So here you can see these things, right? Now here you can see this angular.mean.js file, right? So this is the minified version here. So I'm not downloading here because I already installed this one, but how to use that I will show you here. So under here, just focus on that. So here you can see like I already created one project that is called AngularJS project. Okay, you can create any project based on your need, so you can create that. Okay, now here just focus on here like AngularJS folder. Under this AngularJS folder I have two files. One is index.html or one is script.js. So under this HTML I'm using like snippets. HTML is snippets is the HTML5 here, and I'm using this script tag here. Just focus on that, like script src and some cdn. So this is the cdn here, you can see this one. So where you can find out, I already shown in previously. So you can just copy that URL and you can paste it here. So this is the linking between the like we can say that like framework into this HTML file. So how to use that? So first of all you have to import that. So I already use under the script tag, you can see this one, right? And after that you can see like another script tag. So always remember, don't put this URL in the last if you have some custom script. Okay, please keep in your mind, this is an interview question as well. Okay, so here you can see like script.js file in the last here. Why? Because first of all I need to load this framework in my file. After that you can like load your custom script as well. Okay, this is the rule. Okay, without these things you cannot segregate these things because of like some JS rules here. So you can you just follow these rules here, otherwise you will not get the proper answer. Please keep in your mind this one. And after that you can see like body. Okay, body div, and here you can see ng app is empty right now, ng init and something like that, some variable like first name, and my name is Rohit here. I am printing this variable that is called first name here, that with the help of ng bind. Without ng bind you cannot print that, right? Once you done these things, once you save it, now how to look like this one? So you can see this name here that is called here in the HTML part, like AngularJS like Rohit. Okay, so if you want to change something under the JS like this HTML file, let's say Rohit hyphen space and then Kumar, and save it. Once you save it, it's a automatic reflect here immediately like Rohit Kumar. Okay, so now here just focus on that. If you want to bind or if you want to see this data from here to here, now you can see, just let me change something here. You can see the output under the paragraph. If you want to inspect this one, let's say right click, and now you can see this one here, right? That is called p tag. Under p tag you can see my directive, that is Angular bind directive first name. Automatically you can see this one. Okay, but how to change this like paragraph, heading, something like that? You can change with the help of HTML. So I want to print this data into the like heading format. So how to print that? Like h1. Under this h1 I'm using like ng hyphen bind, same data and first name. After that you have to close this one. Once you done, no need worry about any content between the tab, because it's coming from this directory that is called ng init directory. And after that you can see here like ng init directory, and I am using this ng bind here, and after that you will be see the same name here, that is called, this is the paragraph and this is coming from heading. Once you inspect this one, right, once you inspect this one, you will be see one tag HTML tag here that is called h1, and upon that you can see like p here. This is the difference. Okay, every directive is coming from like ng hyphen something like that. So I'm using like ng bind because I need this data from like some initialized directive or this directive based on your need. Okay, now after that you can see like Rohit Kumar and Rohit Kumar, two outputs here, right? This is a simple example, but how to define that particular, this is the one way, right? But here just focus on that. Okay, just focus on that here, that is called like this alert is coming here, right? But I need to bind this data dynamically under from JS to HTML. So how to bind that? So you can bind this data from like JS to HTML. First of all, we have to learn these things. We already done some example. Let's say this one, I will show you this expression. First of all, let me show you this expression, like my first expression. So if you want to print something, let me comment here this one. Okay, and let me, yeah, so just remove this one. I have another solution for that one. So let me select this one, and yeah, so here you can see the commented code, and after that you have to learn like expression. So how to print the expression? So first of all, let me take this h1, so expression here, like expressions, right? This is the expression. After that expression, how to print the expression in the AngularJS. So for first of all, you have to write this double brackets, and under this bracket you can perform any operation. Let's say 5 plus 10, something like that, any expression as you have, like save it, and you will be see this output here. Let me change it, and here you will be see the full expression. Why? Because you cannot perform here. Why? Because the our JS framework is not fully loaded. So how to do that? First of all, you have to save this file, and I will show you here what is the problem here. So you can print this one like some expression. If you want to use any expression, so always use this ng app. Without ng app you cannot use this expression, or we can say that directives. Okay, so first of all you can create your div. After div you have to use like ng app, ng hyphen app, this one, and this is the empty right now. And once you use this ng app, it's automatic showing like 15 here. Just focus on that. Here you can see the 15, here you can see the 15. Why? Because previously we cannot use like this ng app, means ng application. So without ng application we cannot use that, right? So first of all use this ng app, and then you can use any expression as you have. Let's say I want to use some space, and after that I want to use this double curly bracket under this one. Let's say Rohit, and we can print this Rohit as well here. Let's say this one 15 Rohit, you can see, right? So this is the way to print your data into the expression. So this is the first way here, and after that you will be see this one how to do that with all example with practically things. So I already showing some like basic concept of the AngularJS. Now let me show you the another things, like how to communicate, like we can say that JS file, this JS file into the HTML with the help of AngularJS. Okay, so now here let me show you under the JS file. Under the JS file we have to use this script, or if you already use, so you can use directly here. So let me create like where app goes to angular.module, this one. After that you can give like my app, and this is the empty syntax here. This is the one way to write your expression here. You can see you just follow this syntax, and you can learn this AngularJS from here as well. After that you can see like app.controller. Now you can see the controller, and here you can see the functions and all the things but for now I'm not using all the dollar scopes. For now I'm using this bracket. Under this bracket here, just focus on that. Here, like functions, under this functions, just in this bracket here, this is a closing here, right? And here, here let me show you. Under here, let's say this bracket, let's say this functions and functions. Yeah, it's let me check the syntax because it's showing some error. So let me check first of all. Yeah, it's same here. And after that, let's say dollar scope dot first name like John, and dollar first name is John Doe, something like that. Once you save it, now how to use that, this like first name and last name into my HTML file here. So first of all, you have to use your application and controller as well here. So how to use that? So first of all, let's say one div here. I need one div. So is division tag. Under this division tag, you can use this division tag from here to here as well. Okay, now so here just let me show you how to use this first name and last name. Let me check some like questions from the chat window. Okay, so yeah, so here you can see like div tag, and how to use that, this like Angular app, my application or my controller under my like ng app. So you can use this ng app here. So let's say here like ng app, you have to write app, and what is the application name, so you can write like my app. So how to find out? Just copy this my app from here to here and paste it here. After that, like ng controller as well, like ng controller, and you can give your controller name as well here. So let me copy this controller name and paste it here. This is the first step. First of all, you have to create your JS file. After that, you can see here you can use that JS file into my HTML, and you can write your ng directive here. Okay, this is the one way. And once you write this one, now you can use anywhere this data like first name and last name. Okay, so how to use that? Let me show you here, right? So here just here just focus on that, like div, we already done this div. Under this div tag, we can use this first name and last name here. Let's say this double quote like first name. Let me save this, and let me see, first name is not coming. Why? Because maybe some problem in my JS file, maybe some declarative syntax is there. Let me check. Yeah, so let me save it, and once you save it, you can use here as well, right? Now you can see the John, right? You can see the John. So John is coming from this JS to this HTML. Okay, and this is the first name. Same thing, you can print your last name as well here. So let's say this last name here, let's say last name, and just save it, and now you can see John Doe. Okay, if you want to print like full name, so you can use like br tag. Okay, under this br tag, let me show you like full name here. Let's say full name. After that, you can print this full name. There is a two way. First is like you can concatenate these two names each other from here to here. Otherwise, you can use directly here. Let's say this one. Let's say I'm using this JS file variable here as well, like dollar. Always use this dollar scope dot full name goes to dollar scope dot first name and dollar scope dot last name. This one I want to use, and just copy this full name and paste it here in place of this expression. Just copy and paste it. Now you can see the full name is the expression here. Why? Because let me show you, if anything is missing from here, you can see like first name is a John Doe and something like that. Why it is not coming? Okay, so let me check here. Let's say full name. So it's a full name in the expression, or you can change this one as well here. Okay, so let me do that one thing. First of all, let's say let me remove this one. Let me check it is working for me or not. Okay, so here just save it, and just save it this file as well, and it's also coming like look like this one. Okay, so it's having some problem. Okay, so let me remove this one, and here you can use, let's say first name. This is the one way, like first way. after that you can give some space and last name. This is the full name. So let me check what is not why it is. Okay, got it. So now you can see I'm using this first name and last name after this after closing this div tag. You can use this first name and last name under in it, otherwise you will not get this answer or this result. So just use this one, and now you can see like full name John Doe. Okay, and if you have some like something like so here you can see, let's say I want to print this first name and last name with the help of concatenation under the from the JS. So how to do that? Same thing you can use earlier, we already used, but you can see here that is called scope dot full name goes to dollar scope like first name and last name. Just save it, and you can use this full name into my HTML file. So just replace this first name and last name with my full name. You can see this full name with the help of this expression. Without this expression we cannot print anything in this JS file. Now you can see John Doe, full name is John Doe, something like that. Okay, so this is the way to binding data. Also you can see if you have some input types things, right? If you want to change something like in a JS file, it's automatic reflect into the HTML file as well. Okay, so how to do that? Let me show you here. In my example, this example, let's say I want to create something, let's say input type. So under this here, just remove these all things. We already did this thing, just let me remove. And here let's say first name. Under this first name, let me take like input type is a tags and model. That's it. And after that you can close this one. ng model, you can write here like ng model. Let's say if you bind some data from JS to HTML, so always use this like first name variable and under this ng model. Okay, after that you can break the line, or you can just use the same line as well based on your need. Now you can see that last name, same thing you can use under the last name as well. So once you save it, now let me check it's working or not. Now you can see it's the automatic bind my data into the input type or input variable type. Here you can see, right? Like first name John and last name Doe. So you can change this data as well here. Let's say John, if you want to take like Rohit, or you want to change something, let's say Kumar, based on your need. So you can do that, you can change it, right? So this is the automatic bind the data. Now you can see the automatic binding by default data into the input type box. But my requirement is a different, like I want to use this variable. Once you use this variable, let's say I want to change this name, let's say Rohit, so I want to show something here immediately. Okay, so how to do that? So we can do that with the help of this expression. Let's say we already done like this last name. After that, under this br tag, I want to use this br tag, and here you can see like a full name. Let's say full name. Okay, let's say I want to use this full name, and under this full name I want to print this first name. First of all, let's say first name and some space, and you can use this bracket, let's say last name. So here you can see, once you save it, now you can see here like first name John Doe and full name John Doe. If you want to change something here, it's immediately changing here. Let's say I want to use my first name, let's say Rohit Kumar, and last name is Kumar. So I want to change this name, so it's immediately change your name here as well. So that is called two-way binding. So it's automatic follow this two-way binding here, right? So this is the two-way binding here. If you want to change something, it's automatic reflect into the like HTML file as well. If you want to change something under the JS file, so JS file and JS engine automatic compile these all things, and now the output will becomes under the HTML file. Okay, so this is the data binding process. If you have, so you can change it, otherwise leave it as it is. Okay, now it's time to do like how to use that. Here you can see AngularJS with Salesforce demo. So just focus on that. This is the final demo here, and this is related to our real-time project environment. Okay, so you can learn from here as well. So now you can see like first of all you have to create one Apex class. So here you can see I already created one Apex class that is called Angular with SFDC, and here you can see one static method. Why I am creating this static method? Why? Because we don't need worry about any instance of this class. If you don't know about the OOPS concept, so you can learn my playlist that is called Apex playlist, or we consider object oriented programming under the Apex. This is the related my 5 hours videos, so you can learn from there, like OOPS concept like inheritance, polymorphism, like interface or virtual class, private class, or anything is related to the OOPS, so you can learn from here. Okay, so now you can see like public static string get contacts. So I'm creating I already created this method that is it's a return the string, and this is a like get contacts. So here you can see like return JSON.serialize. So if you don't know this JSON.serialize, like deserialize or serialize, so if you have some object and if you want to change that object into the string, so always use this JSON.serialize. And same thing you can use deserialize is the opposite for that, like string to object. Okay, so here you can see this one that is called return JSON.serialize, and under this serialize I just query with the help of this SQL query, like select ID, name, email from contact. So this is the contact object. I want to fetch these 3 fields like ID, name and email, and I want to use this class under my VF page. So I already created this VF page. Now you can see, if you want if you don't know, see if you don't know about this VF page, so you can see the every page start from like apex.page. This is a starting tag. Under this starting tag you can write these all things. Like if you want to show header, so you can take it like true and false based on your need, and apply HTML tag like false, doc type HTML5, controller, you can see the controller. This is the very most important tag. So here you can select controller Angular with SFDC. You can see the Apex class. So Apex class is related to our controller under this Visual Force space. After that you can see like head, meta type, these all things. But here you can see like I'm using like CDN bootstrap. I'm using some like font size or styling in the online system, so you can use like CDN like bootstrap.min.css file. Now you can see the script tag. I'm using the CDN for the AngularJS, so you can see the script tag here. So here to here you can see like script tag. After that you can see like script where app, same thing we already done, like angular.module, how to create the module. And here you can see my application name like my app, and my controller name my CTRL, and $scope take contacts is a variable under here. Now you can see this contacts is a variable under defining here. You can define anything from here. Okay, and is related to the contacts. So this data is binding into this variable that is called contacts. After that you can see the body tag. Under this body now you can select ng-app. So my application name, you can select my app coming from this here to here. And after that the ng controller, here you can see my CTRL. I'm using ng controller means my CTRL. After that you can see the simple HTML table. Under this table I'm using this predefined classes under the bootstrap, like table is border, something like that. And now trtd. So I have 3 columns, that's why I'm using here, that is called ID, name, email. That's why I'm using 3 header of this table, that is called name, email, ID. And here you can see the ng repeat related to the for each under the Apex as well. Anywhere you can see the repetition things. So if you have like collections or anything. Okay, so I have one question. Okay, I can see this question from Ronak, like is JSON.serialize different from JSON stringify? Yeah, it's a different. If you want to see something like a JSON.stringify, like if you have some object and you want to convert this object into the string, so you can use like JSON.stringify. But serialize, like if you have some high level object and this high level object you want to convert into the low level things. Let's say if you have like object images and I want to convert this object image into the text, so always use like JSON.serialize if you are using network. That is called serialization. Okay, I hope you got the answer. Okay, and here now you can see ng repeat. So ng repeat is nothing but it's related to the for each loop. And here you can select contact in contacts. So under the AngularJS we can use like for each loop like this, like ng repeat. After that you can select contact in contacts. So So context coming from this variable, line number 15 to line number 26, right? After that you can see like filter. So I'm just query like filter. If you have some like a filter, so you can use like this pipe symbol, and this pipe symbol having like filter colon query. If you have some query, so you can query like query related accounts, something like that. Okay, now you can see here that is called TD, and you can bind the data. We already discussed about this expression, and like contact dot name, contact this name, current variable, contact dot name, contact dot email dot contact dot ID. It is coming from this SQL. That's why you can see my data. Now you can see here we already explained these all things. Now it's time to see this output in this that is called session. Now I already created these all things here. Let me resume this one, and now you can see here Angular with SFDX. Now you can see my Apex class here, right? This is my Apex class. Under this Apex class here you can see like public like static string and get context. Same thing you can see my screenshot. Same thing you can see here. That is related my Apex class. And after that you can see like Angular with SFDC VF. So we already created this VF page. Now you can see. Okay, now I'm using this controller from this Apex class. You can see this Apex class. If you know this VF page, so you can easily grab these things and link script tag, and I just created these things here, and I'm using this table that is called Angular table here, that is called HTML table here. And how to look like, just click on this preview button and you will be see the output, what is the data is coming from my Salesforce. Now you can see here this image coming from static resource. So this is my channel, so you can see like Salesforce Hunt. This is my banner. Under this banner you can see like 3 columns, that is called ID, name and email, and you can see the data. So this data is coming from Salesforce into the AngularJS, and now this AngularJS showing this data into my view. So this is the view page. Okay, so here you can see the final output of this example, and now you can see like ID, name, email, and you can work accordingly. Okay, like if you want to make it like sorting like ascending and descending order, or if you want to make it like some pagination, or make like search box here, so you can do that. Because of my intention is the basic concept of this AngularJS, how to use this AngularJS under the Salesforce, and after later on you can add on anything based on your need. So this is a simple things here, right? So now yeah, so I got it. Okay, so okay, fine. If you have any question, query, so you can ask me. So this is the final output, you can see. Okay, so I'm done from my side, and let me see any question is there in the chat window or not. If you have any question, so you can ask me. Otherwise we can start our quiz Kahoot, and you will be got the certification voucher in this session. Okay, so first of all let me check any question is there or not. Okay, so any question, any query, if you have any question, any query, so you can ask me in the chat window, like any question, query. So I got some question like PV Narayana. Okay, so yeah, so this is related our AngularJS always use the behind the scene, always use like JavaScript. So JavaScript also use in the LWC, you know, if you want to create any LWC component, so LWC component contain 3 files by default, like HTML and HTML, JS and metadata, right? So JS file also use, and also you can use this AngularJS into the Salesforce communities as well, LWC, no problem, you can embed it. Okay, any more question? If you have any question, so you can ask me, otherwise we can start our quiz. And please give me the feedback of this session, because if you need yeah, if you got something in this session as a new or something related new knowledge, so please give your suggestion under the chat box as well, if you got some new things under here. Is AngularJS and Angular both are same? No bro, so both are different. AngularJS is a framework, Angular is a different kind of we can say that framework is using TypeScript. Always remember, Angular is different, AngularJS is different. AngularJS is only used for the JavaScript things, but under the Angular we can use TypeScript. This is another language. Okay, so thank you guys. So if you don't know, have any questions, so let's get started with my queues. And here, let me start my queues. Let me see. Okay, let me see first of all. Okay, so now this is the pin. So this is the pin. You can enter this pin in your kahoot.it. So this is the website, and you can enter this pin, and you can learn and win the certification voucher from here as well. So just enter this pin in kahoot.it website and give your name, and give your full name, not like something related like only first name and short name. Not allowed. Give your full name, otherwise it may be some confusion from my side. Okay, so yes. But it's showing like this one. Let me check. What is showing? Give me a second. Okay, you can enter your first name as well. I think I have some notification here like player limit reached. Let me check. Something happened in my Kahoot, or just give me a second. I'm using this wheel name, so don't worry about it. This is a lucky draft again here. Let me check this name here. Give me a second, guys. This is also lucky draw. Okay, because of I have some problem in my Kahoot. Maybe something is happened. Let me download the file here. Let me check the event. Let me download the CSV, and I can use this CSV into my wheel process. Okay, so here you can see the first name and last name. So let me copy this name from here, and I can use here this one. So you can see we have 70 entries. Okay, so this is also lucky draw, don't worry about that. Okay, so this is a lucky draw here, or lucky player name here. So I'm using this spin software, and this spin software choosing automatic name. This is a lucky player. Okay, so I will show you this lucky player here, which one is coming here. If you have only present student coming here, not all. Okay, so here you can select 70 entries, but let me spin this one. So I will count 5 countdowns. Okay, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Now you can see my spin is going on here, and it will be take the name from here, that is called Padula Parthi, this name. So congratulations, we have a winner. Okay, so please share your email ID if you are present in this session. Otherwise, I will start this game again. Please mention your mail ID here. Venkata Narayana. So it's me. Okay, great. So please share your email ID. Okay, in my YouTube email ID, not here. Okay, I will get the email and then I will share this voucher with you with this help of Salesforce. Okay, so today we have winner, that is called Venkateswara Narayana, that is a Padalupatri here. So thank you guys for your support. If you have any questions, so you can ask me with my mail ID. So congratulations again. Okay, so here you can see this one. And thank you guys for your timing and all the things, and please keep in touch because next session will be on the record trigger flow, and it is given by the it will be given by the another person, and I will use this Kahoot as a full version. Maybe some problem in my software, and next time we will have some quiz question, and based on this quiz question we can choose our winner. Okay, so thank you guys for your support, and bye bye, take care, have a good weekend.